Hello and welcome everyone on this official platform of Legacy IAS Academy. So today in this session, I'm going to discuss about one of the most important issue which is there in today's newspaper, that is the role of committees which are formed in Parliament. Now this news is there, okay. Now try to understand first. Now this news is there in the context of Delhi Services Bill. Delhi Services Bill. So this is also very important for your mains examination, that is GS paper 2 as well as for prelims also. Okay. So in this session we are going to discuss about the parliamentary committees. Okay. So what was the issue? So recently the four MPs as well as Home Minister, that is Amit Shah, they have complained that the names of those MPs which have been included in the proposed select committee for Delhi Services Bill, okay, so those names have been included in select committee without their consent, okay. So I'll be telling you the procedure of this select committee, okay, which is there in Rajya Sabha. So their names have been taken, have been proposed in select committee without their signature, without their consent. And this select committee bill, that the bill that Delhi's services bill, which has to be proposed, okay, to which has to be referred to select committee, that select committee was proposed by Aam Aadmi Party, okay, which is the party is in power in Delhi, okay. So what happened here is the deputy chairman, he read out the names to be included in proposed committee, and then Home Minister Amit Shah, he said that he had complained that their names, four MPs names, were included without their consent, without their signatures. So that is why Home Minister Amit Shah, he said that this is the breach of privilege, okay, breach of privilege of MP, and that is why he said that this matter need to be referred to privilege committee. Clear? So here we are going to discuss some of the rules which are related to these committee. So first I'll be telling you what are parliamentary committees. See, India's parliament has several types of committees. So specifically there are two types of committees. One is standing and another is ad hoc committee. Okay. So around there are 12 standing committees. Okay. And these standing committees are permanent in nature. These are permanent in nature. Getting my point? So members of standing committees are nominated from time to time by the chairman of Rajya Sabha. For example, privilege committee. Privilege committee is also a standing committee. Getting my point? And on the other hand, ad hoc committees are temporary committees. These are not permanent in nature. These are temporary committees, okay, which are created time to time, okay. So these standing committees are broadly divided into 6 sections, okay. Now try to understand. Financial committees are there, departmental standing committees, then committee to scrutinize and control. Fourth section is committees related to the day-to-day business of the house, then housekeeping committees and service committee, and then the committee on inquiry. Clear? So there are various important financial committees like estimate committee is there, okay, public sector, public account committee is there, public account committee is there, okay. So there are various committees. Then departmental standing committee, if you see department, then agriculture committee is there, defense committee is there, okay. These committees are there. So broadly, standing committees, there are 12 committees which are permanent in nature. Now let me tell you that these committees, standing committees, are broadly divided into 6 divisions. Clear? Now, ad hoc committees, there are two divisions generally there are two divisions in ad hoc committee, that is joint committee and select committee. Joint committee means where the members are from Lok Sabha as well as Rajya Sabha also. Getting my point? So these things are there. So ad hoc committees are temporary committees. Okay, as I have said just now that these committees are temporary committees. Okay, and these committees are set up for specific purpose. Set up for specific purpose. Okay, time to time. Okay, for example, to examine a particular bill. Okay, to examine a particular bill, okay, also comes under ad hoc committee only. So once the purpose has been served, then these ad hoc committees are dissolved. Getting my point? Okay, so for example, select committees are ad hoc committees. So recently the bill, that is Delhi Services Bill, which has been introduced, okay, so for that bill, Aam Aadmi Party, they wanted that this bill should be transferred to select committee. Getting my point? That this bill should transfer to select committee. Now, the procedure with respect to select committee is given in Rajya Sabha rules and procedures. Clear? So first, let me tell you the constitutional provisions. So parliamentary committees, okay, parliamentary committees, they draw their authority from Article 105, which talks about the privileges of MPs, and Article 118, which talks about parliamentary authority. That means Parliament is having authority to make rules, okay, to regulate its procedure and conduct of business. So these two articles are associated with this. Now, what is the procedure of select committee? So now we are going to discuss about the procedure. Okay, so the procedure of select committee is given in the rule 125 of Rajya Sabha rules and procedure. Now, what does it say? Okay, so let me tell you that any member may move as an amendment that a bill refer to a select committee. Any member can move as an amendment that this bill should be referred to a select committee. Now, how select committees are formed? So for that, motion has to be formed. Getting my point? For that, motion has to be formed. So suppose, okay, suppose a member, okay, so member A, suppose this member A, okay, what he did, he move an amendment, okay, he move an amendment, okay, he move an amendment that the bill should be referred to select committee. Getting my point? Now that it should be referred to select committee. Now, how select committees are formed? Now, to create a select committee, motion has to be passed. Motion. Now, motion has to be passed. Okay. Now, in this motion, what is done? Now, try to understand. Now, what is motion? It is a bill. It is a kind of a bill. Okay. So, that means it is moved to refer a bill. To refer a bill to a select committee. To a select committee. Getting my point? Now, this motion can be moved by a member in charge of the bill. Okay, it can be moved by member in charge of the bill, or it can be moved by any MP. Okay, any other MP. So once this motion is passed, then House will decide to set up, to comprise a select committee. So once this motion is passed, once this is passed, Okay. Then the next procedure is House. Okay. House will comprise select committee. Clear? Okay, this is very important. So first, if you want to create a select committee, so the member has to move a motion, okay, so that a select committee can form, and that member can be the member in charge of the bill or any other MP as well. Getting my point? Now, who is going to appoint select committee? Now, appointment, as you can see here, okay, so House decide on a motion by a member who will comprise the select committee. Now appointment rules. So who is going to appoint the select committee? Members of the select committee on a bill. For example, Delhi Services Bill. So Delhi Services Bill is referred to select committee. So the member of select committee on that bill are appointed by the House, that is Rajya Sabha will appoint the members. Getting my point? Once the motion is passed. Okay, once the motion is moved for select committee, then the members will be appointed by the House. Getting my point? So House will appoint the members. And let me tell you one more thing, that no member is appointed to a select committee if he is not willing to serve on that committee. He is not giving his consent. That is the issue, that 4 MPs, they have not given their consent. So without their consent, their names have been taken in that motion. Getting my point? That is the issue. Okay. Now committee is going to be formed. Now chairman will also be there. So who will be the chairman of the committee? So remember this thing, that chairman of the committee is appointed by the chairman of Rajya Sabha. By chairman of Rajya Sabha. Clear everyone? Okay. So remember one thing, that the member or minister in charge of the bill is generally included as the member of the committee. That means, let me tell you, the person who is moving a resolution or who has taken this thing that we should refer this bill to select committee, that member is taken as the member of the select committee. Getting my point? That means the member or minister in charge of the bill is generally included as a member of the committee. Getting my point? And chairman is appointed by the chairman of Rajya Sabha among the members of committee only. Clear? Now let me tell you that this committee is, now remember this thing, the actual membership of the select committee, it varies from committee to committee. Okay, there is no fixed, you can say there are no fixed members that this much member should be there. No, it varies from committee to committee. For example, in case of joint committee, okay, in case of joint committee, proportion will be like this: 1:2. 1 is for Rajya Sabha and 2 is for Lok Sabha. Getting my point? In case of joint committee. Now, what is the quorum? Quorum means minimum number of members should be there in the committee. That means 1/3 members. Okay. 1/3 members of the total members of the committee. 1/3 total members of committee. This is the quorum. Getting my point? Now, what is casting vote? For example, in case of equality votes, okay, in case of equality votes on any matter, now at that time, chairman will get the opportunity to have a second vote or cast vote. In case of equality of vote, in case of equality of votes on a particular issue, then chairman will have the power of second vote, or you can say casting vote. Clear? This is called as casting vote. Clear? Now, apart from this subcommittee, now for example, this subcommittee under this select committee is appointed by select committee itself. Now, why these subcommittees are formed? To examine on any special points which are connected to the particular bill. Okay. Then the final decision. For example, if there is any doubt with respect to any point of procedure or anything or otherwise, clear, then the chairman of the select committee will refer the point to the chairman of Rajya Sabha, and in that case the decision of chairman of Rajya Sabha is final. Clear? Then the deadline. So as soon as the bill has been referred to select committee, okay, the moment when the bill is referred to select committee, then they have to make report within the time which is fixed by Rajya Sabha. So the time limit of the report of select committee is fixed by whom? It is fixed by Rajya Sabha only. Okay. For example, if no deadline has been fixed, then it is assumed that, it is deemed that it has to be presented before the expiry of 3 months. Before the expiry of 3 months, since when? Since when? That means the day on which they adopted a motion or reference of the bill to the select committee. So from that day, they have to calculate those 3 months. Getting my point? Then any member can record dissent. Okay. Now the report of select committee is only in the form of recommendatory in nature. That means they can only give recommendations. Getting my point? Remember this thing. Yes, deadlock criteria is there in these kind of procedure. See, remember this thing. Deadlock can occur with respect to different situation. For example, if a bill is passed by one house but it is not passed in another house, then deadlock will happen. Getting my point? So the procedure of joint sitting is there in these kind of bill. Getting my point? Now let me tell you one more thing, that in money bill and constitution amendment bill there is no procedure of joint sitting. Getting my point? There is no procedure for joint sitting. Remember this thing. So joint sitting is not there in money bill and constitution amendment bill. Getting my point? So the article related to joint sitting is article 108. Clear? So these are the things which are important from the perspective of UPSC examination. Okay. Now, if UPSC asks, what is the role of select committee? Okay. What is the role of select committee? Okay. So the first important role of select committee is that they examine the bill clause by clause. Examine the bill clause by clause. Okay. Why they examine the bill clause by clause? Because they want to check that whether this bill is clearly showing the intention for what it has been made. Okay. So here they just check the intention behind the bill. Then they can ask for evidence also. Ask for evidence as well. Okay. It may invite memoranda from or take oral evidence of experts or interested persons or an organization. So they can ask for evidence also. Then policy intention as well. Policy intention. Yes. Now, this select committee may also ask government officials to explain the policy behind these various provisions of the bill and then report. Okay. So now after hearing all the evidences, committee will consider that whether these provisions of the bill, okay, and then they will formulate their you can say conclusion, and then they may amend the bill. They may amend the bill and they prepare their report. Prepare their report on particular bill. Getting my point? So this committee is like mini parliament. They act as mini parliament because the members of the committee belongs to different political parties. So they act as a mini parliament. Clear? So this is the role of select committee. Clear? So select committee serves as a important link between parliament, executive and the general public. Getting my point? And they also confers the parliamentary responsibility. These committees confers parliamentary responsibility. Getting my point? These are some important things. So this committee, select committee also ensures accountability so that they can arrive at a proper conclusion. Getting my point? So I hope this session is helpful for you. So for more such videos, you can like our channel Legacy IAS Academy. You can subscribe our channel. Thank you. Thank you so much.